Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Sagittarius, I have been picking up a really cool energy about you guys lately, and this reading is no exception. If anything, I feel like it's even taken it to a higher level in this reading. I'm really looking at the energy here of someone who, I feel like I could be looking at someone who is either already like another reader, like a tarot reader, somebody who might be a divinator, and or I could be picking up on the energy of somebody who would like to do that, like who, and if that is, then this is sort of like a confirmation for you. But outside of that as well, um there's something going on here, and I actually caused me, when after I pulled out the cards, I'm like, what is going on in Sagittarius' sign? Like, what is Mars is in there right now. But then I thought about it, and I thought, well, Jupiter is your ruling sign. And Jupiter is exalted in Cancer right now. So I don't know if this is like having some type of a profound effect on you also. I've sort of noticed that with some of the signs. I think I've noticed that with Scorpio at times, where their ruling planet is. That does all, like, I can also see the reflection of that energy happening for them. Okay, so we're going to look at where do I start? You have such an intriguing underline. I'm using the Return of Spirit Oracle deck, and I'm also using the Alki deck is how I've gotten started. So your underlying is quite a few cards, but it wasn't the whole thing, and it all was like a story, like words that just knitted together to make a sentence. So it starts with gifted, your underlying, and then it has Return of Spirit. So that is literally here, like somebody, that feels like to me somebody opening up a spiritual gift that they have. That feels like somebody opening up a spiritual gift that they have. It's something that you've used in other lifetimes. It's something that you are really opening up here in this lifetime. And we're going to get kind of a bit of a direction of what that is in a second. And then power. So power comes in with that, and then surfacing. You see, this is really intense and amazing energy. So there's a gift here that you have, and an ability. And then this is sort of like, I'm kind of getting the Judgment card from the tarot energy with the Return of Spirit too. Like, it's time for you to soar, and right, power surfacing. It's like you're starting to cut to the surface of something here in your life, some sort of gift that you have. You could have a natural, I'm going to tell you why I feel a little bit like for some of you, this is a divination energy that somebody here I think has. But it doesn't have to be. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I don't really do that, Cindy. There's more. You're downloading. In the least of this energy that I'm looking at, you are downloading, and you are downloading like a motherfricker, really. So your power has been surfacing here. It's almost like it's been revving its little engine, and it's about to take off. I really feel like your energy is about to take off, Sagittarius. So then the last card in the underline is the Starseed card. The Starseed, like, you can look at it in terms of the it's kind of funny, a more traditional to have to use the phrase more traditional with a card like that feels kind of funny, but it is becoming that at this point where there is sort of like a traditional thought around this that can exist for it for sure. This could be a confirmation for some of you that you definitely are here as a starseed. You have a gift here to share with the earth, with the planet, with people, with humanity, with, I'm hearing animals too. But the Starseed card does talk about someone who has an ability to tap into energies far, far away. So far, far away. So you might be kind of getting ideas and concepts here that others may not have any access to, quite honestly, like just not have any access to. But starseed is also something that is not easy to tap into because it is considered very far away, and it's not just in terms of distance like light years or anything like that, but it is also frequency. The frequency, the vibration, interesting, you'll see in a minute, of this is very different from Earth. And when it talks about distance, I feel like that's more what it sort of talks about. Because when we're talking about spiritual energy and 5D, physical distance doesn't make any difference. It really, really honestly shouldn't. It should be very minimal. Okay, that's the underline for the Return of Spirit Oracle deck. And then, where did we go with this one? Okay, this leadership, okay. No, now, how far do I want to go with this? Shit, because in the other deck, it's all in the upright. But again, I can't read you the whole deck in the underline here. Okay, I'm just going to start here with now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that feels about right. I think that's about what I was holding up for the other one. Okay, so your underline for the other deck starts with now, awareness. So being present. So it's like being presently, you become presently aware of leadership, provoking leadership. Maybe you're destined here to provoke leadership in some way. You might also be feeling like provoked yourself, or you were. I'm going to say you were because it's underlined, but you know, this could be really recent. It could be like last night. I don't know. It could be literally last night, but there's an awareness here of sort of like some sort of leadership path for yourself. Some of you might be provoking leadership around you. Okay, but I feel like because then it is, okay, an awareness to lead into hope. An awareness to lead into hope. An awareness to lead into love and relationships and hope. But then, creatively, creative, originality, and spontaneous. See, like the starseed gives me sort of a heavy feeling here of like divination, but it is downloading. Downloading? So there's a downloading going on here, and especially with this, like how is it expressed? You know, I think of like certain bands like the Beatles, and there's probably all sorts of other ones that you could name or that you would recognize this into, where there's a lot of things that I feel like they were tapping into and downloading. Certain scientists and you know, people who have worked in science too, that have come up with incredible solutions and ingenuity. Like I do feel at times that they are downloading things here and they are creating with that. That is your energy. You are. But this is very powerful because it's looking like it's to lead in hope. It's to bring hope creatively and have the wisdom of hope. So that's your last underline card. The wisdom, right? It's like you become aware. You're present unaware. You've been instigated into leadership, or maybe you need to provoke leadership. And it is around hope. It is around relationships and love. And it is through very maybe creative means here. But even just being original and spontaneous in a way that nobody, like, right? Like I feel like this starseed card is aspects of you or things that you were downloading here that other people have not even conceived or perceived or even thought of. And it's like, you know, like you have the clarity, the wisdom here to understand this. I feel like I'm looking at somebody who's really tapped into understanding who they are and what they're here to do. That's totally it in a nutshell. Who they are and what they're here to do. And you're getting ready to do it. It looks like to me. So then this is what has come out as you today. We have the vibrational card. And then we have they who guide, new path, guide, and renewal. So you could be guiding yourself to a new path here. And you could be doing that based on frequency and vibration. You could also be, and I want to say you could be inspiring others to some sort of new frequency here to take on, or new idea to take on. You could be doing this, like I said, some of you could, I could be picking up the energy of another reader. I could be picking up the energy of somebody who wants to be a reader. I could also be picking up the energy of somebody who is writing music, who is doing art, or who is in some sort of position here to take authority, to be authoritative, and do it in a way that it hasn't been before, some type of leadership, or provoking the leadership around you and showing a different path. Let's change this frequency and show a different path here. The the vibrational card too does, oh, did you guys not pull this card out already? Okay, because this card can talk about someone who is not necessarily here to have a more traditional life. Like, you know, like everybody else is living here on earth. You will have aspects of this in your life, but the greater purpose of your life in this lifetime here on earth is like to do like work for humanity. It is to do work for humanity. It is also to recognize with the vibrational card that there's nothing that you need to do to your energy to make it stronger, to make it better, to make it a higher frequency. It is what it is exactly what it needs to be. So it could be, maybe there's ways here that you have doubted yourself, or maybe there are ways here in which the world has doubted you. Yeah, because it started off with gifted. Let's look at these. Actually, let's join these together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there are 5 in each one. Let's join this underline. Okay. Now aware of your gift. Now aware of your gift. And, oh yes, return of spirit. Leadership. It's almost like being provoked into some type of leadership role. And then it was the power of hope. The power of hope. Oh, I love how these come together. And then it goes surfacing creativity. Look at how these underlines are lining up. Like something is so fucking lined up for you right now. It's crazy. And then we get they who know, starseed. You know who you are. You're weird and unusual. You are like weird and unusual, and you were not like anybody else. I feel like there's something going on here in the sign of Sagittarius that is like there's some type of deep awakening happening in this sign, in this element. And I'm feeling like it has something to do with where Jupiter is placed right now. Maybe it's pulling things out of you to see that have been hidden. Okay. So I really felt compelled to do that because those really matched up quite nicely. And we're going to pull tarot here. So the vibrational card sort of comes forward too as a symbol of that this is the time for you to really claim your power and to hold it, to hold on to it, claim it and hold it. You're aligning yourself with your intended purpose. And this intended purpose is meant to make it's meant to make a positive and long-lasting change in the lives of others. So vibrational. Oh, 2 cards came out. The 4 of Pentacles and the Moon. Oh, interesting. Some of you, maybe you have a Sagittarius moon. We could be picking up people like, right? This does not have to just be for Sagittarius sun. So you could have an interesting, you could be coming here because maybe you have a particular planet that is in the 9th house that is significant to you. You could have a Venus in Sagittarius, but vibrational. This feels like someone who's okay, this is giving me the vibe here of somebody who's a little bit hesitant to let go of, there's a fear. It feels like a fear or an illusion of lack or needing to protect yourself. You're shifting your frequency. You're shifting, or you're not that, no, you're not shifting it. You are accepting. I want to say it's more because based on how this vibrational card is explained, it is that your energy does not need to be stronger. It doesn't need to be better or higher or lower in frequency. It is exactly the frequency it needs to be. So why do you have the 4 of Pentacles here? I feel like you're shifting yourself out of something. The page, oh, there's the Hope card, the Page of Cups. Well, the 8 of Wands, there's your card. Oh, I think that is Mars. Or is it Mercury? Maybe it's Mercury. I think it's probably Mercury. Mercury in Sagittarius. And the 2 of Wands. Hope is putting you right on target, my friend. I don't know what you're clinging to. It's weird. Maybe you're clinging to some sort of reality that you have understood yourself to be. I mean, I am totally looking at somebody who is going through a very profound awakening experience. I really feel that way. I really, really feel that way with these cards. Like, I haven't seen this kind of energy, you know, as a reader in, I want to say almost years. And right, like your energy the last couple weeks has kind of been leading up to it as I've been reading you. I'm sure you guys pulled out the vibrational card in a recent reading that I did for you using that deck. And it's funny, right? Because then you would get it again. I'm really feeling sure about that. I just can't remember the reading that it was. So there could be something going on too there. I was getting a confirmation. I got it in both Pisces and Leo, that there's been some intense sun flare activity coming off of the sun. Oh, look at this. Right, the sun is right behind you. I'm getting the confirmation on that. Right behind you in that image. So, and that came through to me as the sun is, yeah, bringing in some sort of level of awakening. So there could be, there's going to be, not that there could, there is going to be a lot of people who haven't had any sort of awakening at all. They're going to be having it. They are going to be having it. I feel like this week is the week that is starting, because last week is when the sun flares came in, and I feel like there's an effect and it's going to snowball. There is going to be a lot of conscious awakening going on in the collective. And we're talking people that have had full-on doubts about anything beyond what they can see right in front of their faces. So that's going to be happening. And I feel like people who've already gone through awakenings are going to be having like a higher sort of your consciousness is going to be reaching a higher frequency here. Now, you guys, though, this looks like there's something happening here for what you're meant to be doing here in this lifetime. Now, the vibrational card, it is funny. It's one of those cards that will come out whenever I'm doing, not all the time, but often. Probably more times than not when I'm doing private readings. And people are kind of like, what is my purpose here, Cindy? Like, I don't feel like I fit in. And like they do often sort of naturally fit the bill of like a starseed energy. And they'll get this card. And, you know, sometimes people like to hear that I'm going to do something profound, or I'm going to change the world in this way, or in some way that is easily perceived and maybe acknowledged. And you know, a lot of times too, it's so hopefully something that makes money. But when this card comes out, it talks about that, like, you came here because your vibration is different. You came here because you have a frequency that needs to be sort of impregnated into humanity and an earth. And when you walk into a space, you bring this with you. You are changing humanity every day just by breathing and just by being here, because you have this frequency and this vibration. I'm also getting a confirmation here that some of you may have certain ailments of the body that, I don't know, might be unexplainable. It's just like the human body may not naturally connect with the starseed vibrational energy that you have. There's something very different about you here. Some of you also, your vibration is intensifying. If you feel like you have great intuition, if you're a bit of a clairvoyant yourself, you are hitting something bigger. Like you are going beyond what you would typically tap into for your knowledge, your intuition, for your downloads. Yeah, you're moving yourself right towards your destiny, is how that feels with, you know, with the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. So she who guides, new path, guide and renewal. Yeah, I feel like you're opening up a new path for yourself. And there's also, right, like there's a leadership energy in that. So you're also meant to lead by example. Wow, the Ace of Pentacles, yes. A new direction here. The 3 of Cups, yay, good for you. That's awesome. 3 of Cups. The 6 of Pentacles, well, that is moving you towards justice. Holy shit. This is good. This is very good. Your vibration is shifting. Now, I keep saying that, and I have to keep correcting myself. You're honoring your vibration. That's what it is that I want to say. You're honoring your vibration. And by honoring your vibration, you are putting yourself like, I want to describe what I'm both feeling it and seeing it. Like you lining yourself up with where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. And it's kind of like, you know what it feels like? When I was a little kid, I had this like little car set. And I was a tomboy, so don't worry about it. I didn't have dolls. Oh, I hated dolls. Unless they were Star Wars figures. I had this like race car set. And the little race cars, they had like a little a little thing that stuck out, and it would go into this little groove, and then it would go around the track, and you had to kind of go a little bit slower around the corners, and it would fly off and stuff. It almost feels like if you hit a groove, but it feels very subtle. I feel like you've hit some type of groove here, and this groove is in the same vibrational frequency of you. And so it should start to become noticeable here. Like there's something should start to become quite noticeable to you. I do feel like you might start to notice a lack of resistance in things that have been around you. You'll start to notice a lack of resistance around you, because you're hitting some type of vibrational groove that is attuned to you. There is abundance here. There is, when you know, so, because this is a knowing, you know. You have this wisdom, you're present and aware, and you have this wisdom. Because this is also not knowing. Like the moon is about like, I don't really know. I don't really know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what's wrong with my vibration. And it just feels like clinging and lacking. And so this new path is not that. It's a new opportunity here for you. Maybe some of you, maybe it's a new job. Maybe some of you, you're going to take a hobby into something that is actually going to make money. But this is helping humanity. Like it's sharing. There could be some sort of equal give and take that is going to be going on here as well. This is justice. This feels fair. This feels like with the Six of Pentacles and the Justice card, like in other decks, often there's somebody who is balancing something in the Six of Pentacles, right? We're using a scale. So this is very balanced. This is very balanced for you. Yeah. The whole thing is in the upright again. How am I doing that? That's amazing. So we'll start with you. Temperance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll stick the Emperor there. If we're doing the theme of 5, right? We're doing the theme of 5. So there's the Emperor. There's Temperance. Are we waiting for your moment? Waiting for leadership? Or maybe alchemizing into leadership. Something going on here. But then it's like, I don't know, in your head. Not sleeping well. But then fresh. I don't know. What the fuck went on here? But this is like a quick, all of a sudden everything is fresh and free and you see. Fresh and free and see. So this is a very interesting energy. It really, really is, Sagittarius. I'm going to go do the extended Sagittarius. In the extended, so with this card does talk about that it's time for you to claim your energy and the power that you hold. So what I'm going to ask in the extended is, how are you meant to align your power? And what is your powers? And what is your power? And what is your power's intended purpose? So I'm going to ask those 2 questions in the extended. There's 2 options in the description below if you'd like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.